Hey guys, Caleb here, back again with more Bad Fanfiction Theater, and we have two guests with us.
Thank God we're not still reading My Inner Life.
You said it.
Fuck that story.
You know what's sad about it is that, like, every time I see anything Legend of Zelda now, it's like I can't enjoy it.
Yeah, the same here.
It's horrible.
It's going to take me such a long time to get past My Inner Life and enjoy Zelda again.
Yeah, Nakatalili started a Let's Play of Link to the Past, and I'm just like, nope, I can't watch, I just can't enjoy this. I just cannot be interested in anything Legend of Zelda at the moment.
Yeah, it may take me a while. I may actually have to play through Link to the Past again, because it's probably my favorite of the entire series, because I can't think of anything other than time and space that can get me back to loving Legend of Zelda again. After that, it's just like, it's like war flashbacks or something.
Yeah.
You know, I know it seems almost ridiculous and histrionic to say that, but I sort of feel that. I actually really do feel that way sometimes. Like, it was such an unpleasant, prolonged experience. It just brings up such bad things.
Which is why we are reading something much shorter and from Twilight.
Yes! I know I've said this before, and I know it's silly, but I am actually so profoundly happy to be reading stupid Twilight shit. Like, this is ridiculous, but I was actually thinking, as we were going through My Inner Life, I really wish I could read some cracktastic Twilight garbage right now, because it would be a bliss, a paradise, a heaven on earth compared to this.
And a lot shorter.
And a lot shorter.
Yes.
Basically, today we're reading a story called Seeing Through My Eyes by Genster Baby.
You should have said we're back in the Twilight Zone.
I gotcha. Wink,
Yeah.
wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? Considering we must have fell into like an alternate universe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But,
Know what I mean?
let's get to it, I figure. If you want to read along, there will be a link in the description down below. So let's get started. Chapter 1. Welcome to my life. It may not be as interesting as most, but the life I live is the only one I have. No shit, Sherlock. And it's
Well, you know what, though? We just came from My Inner Life, where the life she lives is not the one she tells us about.
Yeah.
So we should be very happy that this author is only telling us about the life she actually lives.
And it's time for you to know my story. My name is Isabella Swan, and my life just began. I about said begun. I am so used to that now.
Good. Man, that has scarred us forever, hasn't it?
Just like Star Turds.
I think it's actually worse than Star.
Didn't we decide at the end that pretty much
Yes.
was?
It was worse
For
than
so
Star.
many worse reasons, too. But
Yes.
anyway, that was then. This is now. It is an ice-cold winter day, so cold that even polar bears wouldn't feel comfortable.
That's pretty cold.
Yeah. It is way different than Arizona. Hot sun and dirt. No sun and lots of rain. My life couldn't get more worse. Any worse. But that day I spoke too soon. What day? Which day?
Where did that thought about difference from Arizona start and end? I'm still confused about hot sun and dirt, no sun and lots of rain.
Yeah, she doesn't transition very well.
Oh, well. By the way, when are we switching off?
I thought every chapter.
Oh, okay.
And there's only 5 chapters, so yay! I've never been so happy to see a 5-chapter story.
I love your 5-chapter story.
Maybe not, but we'll see when we get there. Bella! Come down here, please! My mom screamed from the bottom of the stairs. I rolled out of bed and went down here. A note about my mother. She gets overexcited too much. She gets too excited most of the time. Or there are better ways to say that.
She gets overexcited often.
Yes, there we go. Yes, mother, I
She
said.
rubs her nipples while screaming at the bottom of the stairs. Who knows, really?
Oh, honey, I have amazing news. I don't know where the Valley Girl came from. She was literally jumping with joy. Jumpy, jumpy, jumpy. Okay, I'll quit.
To be quite honest, as someone who's seen a couple of the films, you're not too far off in doing the Valley Girl with Bella's mum.
Okay. What news, Mom? I gave her a puzzled look. Then she held up her right hand, and right there on her ring finger was a gold ring with a huge diamond on it.
But that wasn't the finger she was holding up towards me.
Get the fuck out of here. I just own you now. I'm gonna marry a baseball player. Whatever the fuck it was he did in the movies.
You need to go to a film or two, or maybe even 3. You know, I just don't be back before like 2 a.m. We're gonna have a special night in. You know, a special night in. Bella, you know, we're both women. You can understand me. We have an understanding, right? You know, you're my daughter, but
Darp.
You're also my friend. We have an understanding, right?
Darp, I eat paste, Darp. I'm getting married to John. She grabbed my hands and started jumping. I, for some reason, was reading that as pumping. I was like, what? I did not join her in the celebration. Then you're a dick. A note about John. He thought he was everything and had the biggest ego ever. Be nice if we could meet these characters, but since they're not important to the story, oh well.
Come on, let's just get to Edward Dick. You know that's what you want to get down to.
We're not dating Edward in this story.
Oh, we're not?
No.
Oh, well. Get down to someone's dick, please.
We're dating James.
James.
He was the main baddie in the first book, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Well, that's okay. Get down to the only dude that doesn't look like he's in the Black Eyed Peas, then.
What's the matter, baby? Aren't you happy for me? She asked and stopped jumping. Why? I am getting flashbacks to was it Twilight or Forbidden Fruit?
They all sort of start to run together, don't they?
Yeah. Or maybe that was something from, what's her Stardust stuff. That's what I'm thinking, Stardust. Which was the Harry Potter fix. And I think
no, not that.
She also did Twilight. I'm not sure. Oh, sure. I guess I managed to spit out. You were saying something?
I was mainly cackling madly.
Oh, okay. Bella, you don't sound so sure of yourself. She's not... What? If you don't want me to marry him, all you have to say is the word in the wedding. You're not very committed to him, if that's the case. You know you are more important than any man on this planet, she said while holding my hands.
Well, you know, if she actually means that, I
feel kind of bad for the dude, though, that wants to marry her, because that's kind of... I mean, that'd be stuff to work through and to talk about. And,
it would be stuff to work through, but that's genuinely... It seems... I mean, if she really means that, that's...
Yeah. I mean, if her daughter's still iffy about it, I mean, they don't have to get married right away. I mean, they could be fiancés and still never get married or anything.
Did you say Beyonce?
No.
What did you say?
I said fiancé.
Oh. Sorry, the audio went kind of weird for me for a moment. And you were just like, they don't have to get married right away. And or Beyonce. I was like, what does Beyonce have to do with this? Why are we bringing Beyonce into this?
Now when you're engaged to be married, it is now Beyonce. But
I guess you can fake a pregnancy too.
Remember, having sex makes the baby stronger. No, Mom, if you want to marry him, do it. Don't let me stand in your way. Well, for some reason, there's a comma there. Has there? Yeah, there's been a comma like after every period. That's weird. There shouldn't be a comma after every period when you have dialogue. But anyway, better than Jenna.
Seems to be able to use quotes properly.
Yeah.
Despite, other than that.
Yeah, better than Jenna by far.
Oh God, Jenna, no quotes. Oh my God. Sorry, I just had a flashback.
It's okay.
It's so terrible. It's like, I know it seems ridiculous to say this, but I have flashbacks of my inner life. Like, I'll go anywhere and something will trigger a flashback to my inner life. And it's not like the typical sort of traumatic triggering that, just like really traumatizes you and causes like anxiety attack or something like that. You're not just like curling up in a ball of your own vomit or something, but it seriously is kind of off-putting, because it's just like some things I don't think I'll be able to enjoy for a very long time, because they keep flashing me back to my inner life, and it's just like, oh my God, this sucks. I'm thinking of my inner life. Why?
It will never leave. No, Mom, if you want to marry him, do it. Don't let me stand in your way. I gave her the best fake smile I could pull off. A pull off, yes. Oh, thank you, baby. I knew you'd understand. What's there to understand? I'm confused. She practically screamed. There's one more thing, though, she said in her "this is bad news" voice. There's one more thing troubling me, though. Oh, God, what is it, Mom? Shouldn't there be a comment there? Whatever, I asked. It's not that bad, I promise, she paused, which is not a good thing. Well, you know how John is a minor league baseball player, right? She asked me. Yes, Mom, would you just spit it out already? That's two different commas, people. I hated when she did that to me, saying a bunch of stuff without getting to the point. I kind of have that problem too. I'm like, just be frank with me, don't beat around the bush.
Yeah.
Well, his new job position requires us to move to Jacksonville, Florida, she said and smiled. I don't see what the problem with this is, but okay. Mom,
from one asshole state to the other. It's very easy. One's closer to the ocean than the other, has more beaches, but they're both asshole states.
Isn't every state an asshole, though?
Some more than others. Arizona and Florida kind of lead the race in being complete shitbags, but hey.
Mom, are you serious? I don't want to move to Florida. No, I won't do it. It won't. I screamed at her and ran up to my room.
Mom, what the fuck? Are you high, bitch? What the fuck?
Isabella supposed to be like 15 or 16. What's with her pitching a fit like she's 8?
Bella... I don't remember Bella really ever pitching a fit. I remember her being
she kind of had no personality and did nothing.
I think part of that was the fact that Kristen Stewart hates Twilight. And Robert Pattinson hates Twilight. So I know, I saw the first 2 films in the theatre. I know, I feel really embarrassed about this. My father married my mama, and she was learning English at the time. She's from Colombia. And one of the things that she could get her hands on, of course, was the popular books at the time. So they would have these, books that were translated. And so she could get her hands on the translated, and, it helped her learn English. So she read the first Twilight book. And so one of the first times she came to visit, I was dragged along with them to the first Twilight film. And it was just like, we sat through it. And we got out of it, and the poster, of course, said, "Nothing will ever be the same again." And as we were watching out, I was like, no, everything's exactly the same. Nothing changed, nothing happened. It was 2.5 hours of nothing happening. And then my friend Mitani came over from England, and we actually went to see New Moon at the Bargain Cinema, and we made relentless fun of it the whole time. It was the funniest thing, and I still regard that as like one of the funnest things. I actually have this Twilight card game. We got it at Big Lots, and we decided to just fuck the rules and decide that, like, whoever had the most interesting answer is the one that gets the points. We'll have to play it sometime. I'll have to bring it over and we'll have to play it sometime because it's really funny if you play it that way.
Well, you're supposed to come over and hang out with me at the new place, so...
Yeah, this will be fun. I will bring that Twilight game and we will have such fun with it. But, like, the funniest thing is, I've seen these films. I've seen at least the first two films. And they're awful, but it's so funny. Like, if you ever hear... The DVDs are actually worth getting because the commentary is basically nothing but Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson talking about how shit Twilight is and how shit their acting is. They're constantly talking about how stupid it is. It's the funniest fucking thing. After telling you this, how I was relentlessly making fun of New Moon the whole time, what I did was nothing compared to what they did. It's extraordinary. But yeah, I don't know, like, I have this tremendous contempt for Twilight because of Stephenie Meyer and all the, Mormon abstinence porn and whatnot. But, that part of it I find fucking hilarious. I just think it's so funny. Like, the two big heads of Twilight hated it more than anything they have ever done in their lives.
Bella! My mom screamed after me, but I didn't listen because I'm a tool and overreacting. I got upstairs and started packing my bags for no reason. I was not moving to Florida, end of discussion. You're kind of a dick. I'm just going to move in with my dad in Forks, and that's my final decision. You didn't even didn't talk to anybody about this? Just decided this on your... So you're going to run away to your father's. Smart, dickhead.
Yeah, that's not... Why couldn't we just have all this stuff have been assumed to have happened, just like it did in the first book?
Yeah, or actually have a proper discussion with your mother, like how you don't really want to move to Florida.
Yeah, I mean, in the first book, they could have just easily been like... They could have just easily picked up from her arriving in Forks.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what she did in the first book. She didn't want to go with them to Florida, so she went to live with her father. Because just going off to live with him without permission or letting anybody know or whatnot, that could cause him a lot of problems.
Yeah. I pulled out my cell phone and texted my best friend Jessica. She was 19 and was looking for a place to live.
Oh, she was not. She's your same age.
Even so, what does it matter that she's looking for a place to live? Your mother owns the house, I'm assuming. So that would be up to your mom. Or how about this? Mom, why don't you rent the place out to my friend Jessica and, we'll live here together. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
If she's looking for a place to live and she's an adult, and by that I'm going to assume that Bella's an adult, even though she's not looking like it, acting like it. I don't see the problem here. Just bring it up, and if that doesn't fly with your mom, well, then talk about maybe staying by yourself, or then bring up your dad, because she didn't like Forks either. She didn't like Washington. So, I don't know. Whatever. Hey. Hey, Bella. What's up? Do you think your mom could take us to the airport? I know where we can live. Really? Where? Forks. With my dad.
Wait, why is it, like, what? What is Jessica's circumstance? It makes it sound like she has no place to live, yet her mother's going to take them to the airport? What?
I don't know. Maybe what's her face is a hobo.
I don't think so. Well, why would her mother be able to take them to the airport if she's a hobo?
I don't know. It makes about as much sense as the story.
I say she's a homo.
Wow.
I was going to say that might make an improvement on Twilight's story, but I don't think it would, because then Edward would just be gender bent. And then still be Edward.
Yeah.
Edwina or something. Dumb.
I think gender bent Edward is still Edward.
Oh dear.
Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Yes, you did.
I waited a few minutes for a text back. Then my phone vibrated.
Then I excused myself for about 15 minutes and came back really refreshed.
My mom said she'll take us to the airport. This is gonna be so much fun. Woohoo! You can't. What if they don't have tickets for today? Why not just talk to your mom and her mom and make arrangements to stay at your current place?
Now, also, it's not really necessarily going to be a lot of fun. It's not all that much fun to change residence, as we have experienced recently.
Yes.
And especially not several thousand miles.
And what about her dad? What's he going to say about this? Maybe
I know.
He doesn't want the other person.
She hasn't even contacted him yet to make sure it's okay or if he even has room for her.
Or why don't you talk to her friend and maybe talk about both of them getting a job and getting an apartment or something? Think with your head, stupid. Yes.
And not with the heads of your penises either.
Yes.
You should know better, Bella. You shouldn't be thinking with your penis.
Yes. When do you want me to come over?
See, there you go.
I'm not sure who's talking there, so I'm just going to use Bella's voice.
It's Bella's penis.
Okay.
Oh dear.
ASAP. What? I'll be there shortly. Love ya. Love you too.
There was a nervous sort of tone with that. But then I guess the fact that Bella's penis can text is kind of sobering, so...
I heard footsteps coming up their stairs, and it wasn't just my mom there. It wasn't just my mom there. There was 2 sets of footsteps. My God's English! Make English! I'm shaking my computer screen. Oh God, not John. That is the last person I want to talk to. Why? You just said he has a big ego, but we haven't met him yet. What else is there to his personality? I said aloud to myself, so that everybody at my door could hear how much of a dick I thought John was, even though I'm the bigger dick, as proven by my talking penis.
Gracious.
John was always bitter about how much larger my penis was than his, even though I was a girl, supposedly. It was our dark secret, but
Bella.
I always harbored it.
Bella, I think we need to talk about this as a family.
He always resented me. You can't lie to me. Mom.
My mom said. Well, at least somebody here is being smart. Let's discuss this as a family. Because that's what you should already be doing instead of this half-assed plan to go all the way to Washington to hang out with somebody that doesn't even know you're coming and probably can't take you in. I giggled, hee hee, and said, no need to discuss anything. I have made my decision. And it was a piece of shit. Oh, really? My mom said, with her hands on her hips. How do you know? Isn't your door shut? Whatever. And what is your decision?
She could hear her thrusting.
I'm moving in with Dad in Forts, I said as proudly as I could, for some reason. I don't think so, Miss Attitude. Okay. There is no... As in I know something, rather than no, you can't do that. No way I'll let you. No freaking way. My mom told me. Why would she do that? Is your dad an asshole? That's the only reason I could think of that she would not be okay with this, if that is something you would like as an option. You have no say, so I'm 18. I can choose to live with whoever I want. Not really. You have to ask first, unless you're moving into an apartment.
Yeah, I mean,
Or your own house.
you have control over where you live, but that doesn't mean that whoever you want to live with has room for you.
I told her while I grabbed my stuff and walked right past her and John. Wow, you're a dick. She followed me to the front door, so I turned around. And who's going to pay for your plane ticket, young lady? Or maybe you guys should get a car. You know, they can rent a car, and you probably be cheaper by an airplane before you drive all the way over there. But anyway.
Wait a sec, I have a question.
Yes?
She says she walks right past her and John, and her mom follows her to the door, and she turns around, and her mom's blocking the door. So at some point, her mom phased through her to block the door.
I didn't even notice that.
That's so true.
I mean, I guess she's trying to say maybe her mom, like was leaning over her and put her hand against the door, but doesn't really, you know, if I have to guess, that means I don't really know what's going on.
Well,
And that's
maybe
bad
it's just
writing.
really awkward living with your mom being Kitty Pryde.
Yeah. So that might be her. Well, not really, if she could phase through doors and walls and crap.
Yeah.
Be a better
And also-
story.
Also, it comes with the fact that if she phases through electronics, then it disrupts them, so they must go through a lot of alarm clocks and stoves and cell phones, computers, vibrators, answering machines, freezers,
Like, damn it, I went through another vibrator.
microwaves, telephones, cell phones, smartphones, toasters, toaster ovens, fryers,
I think we get the general idea.
And who is going to pay?
GPSs.
And who is going to pay for all this, young lady? Who's going to pay for your plane ticket, young lady? My mom said, blocking me in the door. Don't you mean asked me while she blocked the door? Whatever. I am, with no period or anything. I do have a job and enough money for a ticket to Forks.
Washers, dryers, popcorn machines,
Plus,
rice
Jessica is
cookers.
coming with me, and her mom is going to drive us. I told her, showing the text message. Finally giving up. That doesn't... Why don't you say my mom finally gave up, or she finally gave up? Don't just say giving up. Fine, do what you want, but I better get a phone call as soon as you get there. Wow, you're...
Thanks for
Well,
that.
that was
token-
easy.
The token resistance bomb.
Yeah, I'm like, and again, why don't you guys just actually talk about it and make proper arrangements instead of suddenly doing this? Because I'm sure your dad, watch, next chapter, Dad's gonna be like, oh, okay, whatever. She said, crossing her arms over her chest. I couldn't help but hug her. So now everything's okay.
Yep.
After you've basically been a dick.
Watch them get to like Forks and her dad be like, I have rope here.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing here? I've remarried. My lover is Jacob's grandfather.
Oh dear.
Thanks, Mom. I love you, which is why I was a total dick to you like 5 minutes ago. And I'm just gonna move out because I don't like your boyfriend. He's a dick.
Hey,
He thinks
you,
his
I don't
penis
like
is
your
bigger than
boyfriend.
mine.
Hey, you, I think I need a new one. Hey, you. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I sincerely apologize.
I have soda. Where am I? Okay. I said and kissed her on the cheek. I love you too, she said back to me.
You love her to what?
What?
She loves her to what?
Oh, yeah, that's the wrong two. I was like, I don't know, that seems good. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's misspelled. She said back to me, I grabbed my bag, hopped in my car, and went to... Then why do you need to fly there if you have your own car? Just drive. You said you had money?
Yeah, it seems very, like, what is she gonna do with that car?
Sell it, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, she's apparently intending to get a flight to Forks with Jessica.
Yeah. But wait, her mom... Jessica's mom's supposed to take... So why don't she just drive herself?
Yeah,
is she just going to give Jessica's mom her car?
And like, yeah, I mean, what is she going to do with that car? Does she think she can just leave it indefinitely at the airport for free? Really? Does she think people just park at the airport forever?
Well, the car is not important once we get to Forks, so the author, didn't bother to think about that.
That'd be a shitty car.
I hope it's a piece of crap on its last leg, because, yeah. When I got to her house, her dad was putting her stuff in their car.
Wrong there.
Yes. Jessica, and why would they just suddenly be agreeing to this? Like, wouldn't her family want to be notified about this?
Really?
Jessica walked out of the house, and she had the biggest smile on her face. I grabbed my stuff from the back seat and walked over to her.
Jessica, you've been on ecstasy again. I've told you about this.
A note about Jessica. One word chatterbox.
So she
says one word over and over again.
Yes.
She automatically hugged me like a robot. Because I don't have any real friends.
She has this infrared beam when you get at a certain radius. She just, like, locks onto you and she's like, hug time.
Oh, Bella, this is going to be great. Oh, and my dad is going to pay for both our plane tickets. Why? Does your dad hate you and her that much?
Like, we want to get rid of this bitch.
I haven't had it off in, like, 6 months.
I told him we didn't have enough money, so we could use the money we had to go shopping.
God, really?
How shallow are you? Keep it for essentials, good God.
Especially when you're... Also, Bella says she has a job. She's just gonna up and leave her job.
Right.
Yeah,
without
never come in again.
Yeah, she's gonna just be a no-call, no-show until she's terminated.
Yeah, that'll look good when she's trying to get another job in Forks.
Yep.
But watch, she won't have to, because somebody somewhere has a shit ton of money.
Riding that undead glittercock.
Jeez.
Hawk, were you? I don't remember if it was Blue or if somebody was mentioning that there's a Twilight dildo that you put in the freezer and then take it out and put it in the... If you take it out of the freezer and put it in the sunlight, it glitters.
That was not me. I could tell you that was for free. I would not know about anything like that.
Yeah,
Well, I was just saying, I couldn't remember who was a part of that conversation.
I was there, and I want to see one. I really want to see one.
I sort of just want to see if it sparkles, but past that, I'm not interested. Because I don't think I want anything cold up in there. But anyway.
Well, depends on if you like certain types of stimulation, because you see, cold actually heightens stimulation. I mean, you don't want it to obviously be freezing so the delicate parts stick to it, but...
Oh my god, that's a horrible mental image.
She's starting jumping around. Another note about Jessica. She never wore the same outfit twice, so she had many credit cards her parents didn't know about.
So she's so deep in debt that the IRS is going to come after her with hitmen.
Yeah, pretty much.
And, oh wow. Oh wow.
I'm completely ready for this.
No, you're not.
You're not even close to prepared for this.
I said and started jumping with her.
You're not even ready for the Sadie Hawkins dance. Come on.
Come on, girls. We have to get to the airport or you'll miss your flight that you totally don't have booked yet.
We
get him, girl. Be it, buddy.
Clearly, Jessica's parents just want them away from them as quickly as possible.
I don't blame them, considering what we just found out about Jessica. Jessica's mom said. A note about Jessica's mom. She was always on a schedule.
No,
So
she
she's the
wasn't.
only responsible one here.
Yes. Also, pointless note that we don't really need to know because this person will never appear in the story again.
Yeah.
We got in the car and Mr. Green? I guess it'd be Green. Were saying how much they were going to miss us and how they would return my car to my mom.
How?
By getting the keys from her and driving it over there, I guess.
But
Yes, it is dumb.
oh, I guess they did go with them to the airport. I was going to say, if they didn't go with them to the airport, how the hell did they do that? They hotwire it?
Also, good job explaining that Jessica's last name is Green.
Yeah.
Oh, Bella, Jessica, we're here. We're here time to see you off, Mrs. Green said. Thank you, I told them both. I love you guys, Jessica said while kissing them both on the cheek. Have fun and remember to keep in touch, Jessica's mom screamed to us while they drove off.
Jessica would polish off a 12-pack in less than an hour.
Jessica put her arm around my shoulder, and I did the same back, and we walked through the front doors of the airport.
Jessica could not walk
Barely.
on her own because she was so pissed that she couldn't see in front of her. She
Well,
she had
just thinking
downed
those-
6 of them on the way to the airport.
You know, if I had some root beer right now, I would totally be drinking it. But I wouldn't be drunk. Because it's root beer.
Well, I'm just thinking they're have their arm around each other's shoulders, so they're walking two abreast. It's kind of hard to get through doors like that.
No,
Plus
no,
all
no.
of their shit.
Hawkeye, they're 4 abreast.
That means there are 4 eyes staring right at you. I'm sorry.
I'm okay.
Also, imagine all the crap they would have had to bring with them. Did they just skip out on all of their makeup and bathroom stuff?
They've got no luggage. They're just gonna, I don't know. They're
They
just
used to
gonna
have a
rack
song
up more
with 2
debt.
pages. They could put it in their pocket.
They're just gonna rack up even more credit card debt, buying a whole new wardrobe, whole new furniture, and all that.
Song pasties,
Yep.
pasties, tassels,
Edible underwear.
edible underwear. Those are just fruit roll-ups.
Yeah. Well, some of them are chocolate, aren't they? Like different kinds of chocolate?
Oh my god, that would be horrifying.
I know, right?
Most of them are actually not very good fruit roll-ups.
Probably
but
not. I wouldn't imagine so, since they're basically made. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Some of them may be chocolate, but you'd probably want to put them on only right before someone's going to eat them off, because if you leave anything chocolate on your skin for too long, for any length of time, it will melt and it will like smear chocolate all over you. And
Yeah.
one of my parts that I don't want to have chocolate smeared across is my dick. Maybe that's crass. If I had a vagina, I also wouldn't want chocolate smeared across it. Let me just. I'm spreading my arms.
Granted, I could be thinking about body chocolate, but I was wanting to say I thought they made edible chocolate underwear. I could be very much wrong.
I also don't want to think about, like, if someone were to use, like, put that on, and then it melts a little bit, and you end up taking it off, but, like, there's still some on your butt, and what that actually looks like.
I knew that was going to come up sooner or later.
Look, it can't have possibly been avoided.
I know,
You can't avoid making that sort of comparison. It just doesn't happen.
So I have a
Especially
funny
with this
story
book.
about body chocolate. My mother used to work at, I'm going to try to avoid anything specific or any names. Used to work at The Office. not like the TV show Office, but an office, as a temporary secretary. And they would have sort of like a small party every year where sometimes they would get each other gag gifts. Not always, but some people would get gag gifts. A person I'm gonna call Mr. T, because both because he's actually a white guy and because I don't want to actually reveal what his name is, except that starts with a T, and thinking of him as Mr. T is kind of funny. But anyway, Mr. T would always get for some reason he would always get body chocolate.
Wow.
But it would be half eaten. Or I suppose it's eaten. Nobody knew what happened to half the bottle. Except that it was always half empty every time he got it.
Wow. Speculation go.
So, and then of course another joke was Mr. T had a dog. She's a pretty German Shepherd. But the office would always joke like, well, what's he gonna use the body chocolate for? The only thing he has that's a girl is his dog.
Oh dear.
So yeah, that was a thing.
Maybe that's what happened. Is he just fed the body chocolate to the dog because he's
But
he's
doesn't that
just
make
this.
dogs sick? I know you.
Yeah,
can't
it's just it gives him this whole twisted, cruel aspect to his personality.
But for some reason, every time whoever got him the body chocolate would always be half empty for some reason. Nobody ever knew why, but I mean, I would imagine something like that probably wouldn't taste very good. But then again, they sell it.
Yeah.
So, the airport was packed. People were everywhere. I kind of felt a little claustrophobic. I guess Jessica could tell, because she said, "Hey, Bella, don't sweat it. We'll be on the plane and forks, in no time." Wait, she's feeling a little claustrophobic, so you're comforting her by telling her she's going to be in an even more tiny place soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys are leaning on each other, arms around each other.
My mother was claustrophobic. She'd tell me, hell no. She didn't even swear. So that's how I'd know she'd be serious. I just smiled at her. Because she was special in the head. We went through...
I think she's not the only one.
We went through the luggage line and got on the plane. That's not how that works. You don't just go through the luggage line and then immediately get on the plane. No, you gotta go through the luggage line, they gotta check your luggage, ask you a stupid question like if you have bombs in your shit, and then they put it on to be sorted so that it can go on the plane. Then you have to walk all the way up a hill, or at least at my airport, walk all the way up a hill and go through a line which could be a lot of people there, could not be, but you still have to wait forever, take your shoes and shit off, and your carry-on luggage, have that crap looked through and feel violated and all that crap.
It's just a big bunch of stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
It is.
And then then they make you walk through a metal detector. And of course, even though you don't have metal on, something's gonna set it off. And so then you'll have to go back through it 3 or 4 times till they figure it out. Then you gotta put your shoes back on. Then you gotta get your luggage. Then you gotta find where your plane actually is. And then you have to wait on it for who knows how long. Assuming you're not in a rush to get to your plane.
And now you know why I refuse to fly and have for some years.
I don't fly often, but it can be a pain in the ass. Like the last time I flew was to YaoiCon, I think in 2009. So that's been a while. Her parents had bought us 2 first-class tickets. I've never been in first class. I've always been in last. Sitting between like 2 nosy people.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind at all. Well, of course not, shithead. You're in first class.
Let's get some aperitifs.
Here, take these, Jessica said while handing me 2 pills and taking 2 herself. Well, we know what Jessica does with her time.
Yep.
What are these? I asked her.
X-Lax.
I travel a lot, and you know that. I promise they won't kill you. These are just muscle relax. What? What?
They're X-Lax. Jessica took the placebo. She gave Bella the X-Lax.
She said and smiled at me, so I took them and felt so much better.
For about 30 minutes, and then I really had to go. Things really got real when we started to lift off into the air.
You know, I don't think...
I sat more on the toilet than I did in my own seat.
As somebody who didn't really know this person, but knew a person who took muscle relaxers, I don't think that's how they work. I don't think you could just take just get muscle relaxers from somewhere and take them.
Yeah, typically it would be something like a sedative like Dramamine or something like that if you suffered from motion sickness, but it wouldn't really be it doesn't seem like we probably shouldn't be thinking this.
I know. I'm making it longer for every time I stop. The trip didn't take long at all. Bullshit. It felt like it may have took an hour. Bullshit. Hour at most. When we got
Arizona to Florida? Or to Washington? Yeah. Bullshit.
It takes like 4 or 5 hours to fly from Tennessee to California. I don't know what she's smoking.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 hours to go from Tennessee to Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, it took over an hour just to go from Colorado to California, so...
When we got off, we grabbed our stuff and stood outside Forks Airline. Forks Airline? You mean Forks Airport.
Yeah, and that apostrophe is not even necessary.
Okay, now, I got to call my dad and tell him that we're going to be living... Why didn't you do this before you left, you moron? Gotta calm down. Gotta remember my new neighbors are old and they don't want to hear me screaming. Be living with him and he needs to come get us, I told Jessica. You mean to tell me that you didn't tell your dad we were coming? Are you serious? Why is that a period and not an exclamation point? And why... Jessica looked nervous now.
Yeah, she should have been nervous before. So we just flew first class, several thousant miles, several hours, to somewhere we weren't entirely certain if we would be able to stay. A pissant tiny town in Washington that nobody really knows.
Yes, but he has wanted me to come live with him for a year now. That doesn't mean he wants your friend there. You didn't call and ask him. Of course it's going to be okay.
It doesn't mean that he even has room for her. And like, even if he has room for Bella, he still needs to get the place ready.
Yeah.
You don't just fly several thousand miles and be like, yeah, Dad, I'm here. I'm ready to move in now. I wasn't ready yesterday, but I'm ready today and I'm here. So you need to get that ready for me now. Like, that's really awful. Like, you know, in the films and the presumably the books, but I've never read the books because I'm not sad. But like in the films, he has this house that like there's no real reason for him to have, but he has one, and it's got plenty of room for Bella. And it's like, well, it's pretty lucky that he had this big house that has a room for her, because, well, most people who are divorcees that don't have anything close to custody of their child and live thousands of miles from both their former wife and their child, why would they continue to pay the money to maintain a gigantic house for a bachelor? Like, why would they do that? Realistically, her father would have, like, a shitty-ass apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a really shitty apartment because he's a bachelor. And we have already established that, like, this dude is like the bachelor among bachelors. Like, he gets along, but he's not really that great about it. In fact, he has a lot of problems that just, yeah. This is one of those people that really needs to have someone, because if he doesn't, then he probably doesn't find any reason to do anything other than the bare minimum.
Let's see here. Wanted me to live with him for a year now. I talked to him yesterday on the phone, and he told me again for the millionth time that he wouldn't mind if I came and lived with him. That doesn't mean right now. He would appreciate the company, and there is no way he is going to say no. How do you know this? And make us turn around and go home since we're already here. True, but he still probably can't accommodate you very well, and probably would insist that you pay your way back home. Or find your own place, like an apartment or something. I told her, being very proud of myself, that I'm a complete moron.
Yes, I am so proud of my complete lack of forethought.
I haven't been to Forks since I was 6. Then how do you know where your dad lives?
And why would you even think, if you have not been there for 12 years, that this would be a better place to live than where you are being moved to by your mother?
Because I'm Darp. Darpasaurus. So I called him, and he was so excited to have both of us here, and he would be there in about 30 minutes, and to try and get something to eat that he would call us when he was out front of the airport. You know, then again, you said Forks wasn't very big. I'd imagine it'd be like our airport, but I don't really remember a lot of restaurants or anything cheap being in the airport.
No, there's nothing cheap in airports, darling. It doesn't matter how small the airport is.
I needed to buy it. I was going to YowieCon one year. Might have been my first year. I'm not sure. But I remember I was just looking for like something I could take onto the plane with me after I got past the checkpoint, and I bought a bottle of Mellow Yellow. I think that was $1.50.
Yep.
For just a little handheld bottle of Coke, and I'm like, that's bullshit. Because at the time you could still buy a bottle, like a small bottle of Coke for like $1 or something. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
The last time I was at the airport, and about a year ago, I went out to California for a little bit, and I was really hungry. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like get a cheeseburger or something. So I went over to one of the little McDonald's kiosks that they have, and it was like almost $5 for a cheeseburger. And I'm like, what? And they do that. They can do that now. The prices have just skyrocketed in airports for food because they know they've got you. Because this new, so-called security, you can't bring in any of your own food or drinks, so they know they've got you. So they're just going to extort you for every penny you've got.
Yeah, and I've also noticed that they did something really sneaky the first, because, I've never been to an airport at the time, so I didn't know. Like, I knew I couldn't bring anything in. What I didn't realize was that right before you go through the luggage, not the luggage, but the person, for them to check you before they can actually let you where the planes and stuff are, they have a restaurant or two that you could get something from. And since it was early in the morning and I'm like, I need the caffeine, I'll just get a soda, like a small soda. And I did that, and I'm like, okay, I bought it in the airport, so I can just go and I'll just go ahead and go through, and I don't have to worry about my soda. They still had to take my soda from me. I'm like, but I just bought it right down there. And he's like, no, sorry, but you can't buy anything and let you bring it through checkpoint. And I'm like, even if it's just a soda, and he's like, that I bought here in the airport, he's like, sorry, I can't let you do. I'm like, well, okay. I'm like, I just bought this. I haven't even drunk most of it.
It's really bullshit.
Yeah, it's
all
just
these
ludicrous.
stupid precautions.
And then, of course, once you get
bullshit.
past Checkpoint, there's all sorts of other restaurants. I'm like, that is dumb. Now I have to... And I think that's where I went and... No, I believe that was probably the second time I was going to YowieCon, is I made sure to wait until I was past Checkpoint. Then I found a soda machine and paid $1.50 for soda. I was upset about that. Or maybe it was $2, so I don't remember.
Well, you
but it
have
was a
every
lot
right
of
to
money.
be upset because all of these security checkpoints, all of these security personnel, all of these bullshit airport regulations are crap.
And
Yeah,
stuff
it's-
still gets through.
It's
Yeah.
useless. It is.
Nothing. It does nothing except say we own you.
It is
it-
the illusion of security. That's
Yeah,
all
it's these
it is.
bullshit little.
It's a facade.
You might as well be doing the goddamn chicken dance. Because that's as much use as this is taking off your fucking shoes, these bullshit pat downs and x-rays, garbage like that. It's crap.
I mean, Grant, shouldn't, like, you going through an X-ray and metal detector, shouldn't that be enough? Like,
Yes,
why do
it
I have
should.
to have... I don't understand airport security, but that's an argument for another
See,
time.
you don't understand it because logical people don't understand it because it makes zero logical fucking sense. It's a bunch of stupid people going through these ridiculous compulsive motions and pretending that they mean fuck all difference when they don't. You might as well stick a radish up your ass and say that the
Just
goat
like
is my
pedal
new
rolling
god.
stew. Quiet. We went to the nearest restaurant called El Diablo because we're so clever.
The devil?
Yeah.
We went to a restaurant called The Devil.
I'm assuming we serve, like, really hot Mexican food filled with nothing but ghost peppers.
That's horrifying.
No, it's horrifying until you accidentally eat it.
That or there are a bunch of black goats running around the floor.
Because they were all from the Goat Simulator game after they went to the Church of Goat and became demon.
And then decided to open a Mexican restaurant.
Yes.
All hail the evil demon goat.
That is what all demon ghosts aspire to be.
We were seated in the back at a booth. Why don't you say in a booth at the back? Whatever. The place was packed, and a kid that was sitting next to us came and sat at our table. Why? Why? Is he drunk? Has he had a lot of ghost pepper margaritas? What the crap?
That's horrifying. Oh my god. I don't even like margaritas, and that's horrifying.
The infamous Isabella Swan. What? How? She just got there. How is she infamous? How do you even know who the fuck she is?
Well, it's the infamous pudding incident that caused her to move away all those years ago.
Wow, I haven't seen you in a while, since you were 6, I believe. How would you know that's her? How? Jacob, my best friend from when I was a little said.
What?
She means Jacob said he was my best friend from when I was little, but the way she did it,
It's very confusing.
with no commas, yeah. It's Bella now, Jacob, and I'm now officially living here with my dad. Somehow, magically, he accepted and was 100% okay with all of this. Though, from my understanding, I don't know about in the books, but from what my understanding in the movies, he's just like, you know what, she's gonna do whatever, can't really help it, don't care. And well, he did care, but once he realized she wasn't listening, he just stopped caring. Nom nom nom.
Hmm?
It sounds like Hawk's eating.
Nope.
I'm not eating that.
Okay. He reached across the table and hugged me. Because we totally have the same relationship now that we did when I was 6. Not like this is weird or creepy or anything. Oh, that's great. We're going to have a ball here. Wrong word. Jacob said and looked at Jessica. So are you going to be rude or introduce? You're the one being weird.
I know, right?
He asked me. Oh, Wait, he asked me. Wait, why wouldn't he ask her? Whatever. Oh, right, Jessica, this is Jacob Blackwater. How do you do? Whatever. Jacob Blackwater, Jacob, this is Jessica Green. I said, they said they're nice to meet yous, and then someone caught my eye. He was gorgeous, tall, muscles, and blonde. Well, here we go. Oh my God. Becky, look at her butt. It's so big. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Oh my God. Who is that? I blurted out while pointing. Like a dumbass. You don't want to mess with that, sweetie. He's Fork's bad boy, James Launcher. And
no, that's so stupid. So stupid.
And your dad would kill you. Then many times he took him in... What? What?
I don't understand that either.
Oh, okay. Then many times he took him in. I guess he means arrested him? Whatever. Jacob said, acting all jealous.
So
I don't see
Jacob
what
was
he would be
jealous
about.
Yeah, Jacob was jealous of James getting taken in by Bella's father, which makes it sound very tawdry and naughty.
Also, well, that might be a more interesting story. In fact, I would be all about reading fanfiction of an older man dating a young vampire dude.
James isn't young at all.
Well, that's why I said, well, young looking, I guess. I don't know. I haven't read Twilight. I have no interest in reading it or watching the movies. But anyway, might be a better story. Maybe. I was going to say something and now I forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, I know about Jacob because nothing changed about him since he was 6.
Also, isn't his name Black and not Blackwater?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just Black.
I mean, hold on. Yes, I'm going to look this up.
And I don't think James actually has a last name or any sort of surname. But I'm sure it's not Lautner because that is the actor that portrays Jacob in the film's surname. So.
Let's see here. No, it just says Black.
Yeah, I thought so. Isn't it kind of scary that I seem to be like the group's expert on Twilight?
It's
I'm not
a little
sure.
disconcerting.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why it amuses me so much, but
I'm seeing if James has a last name.
I don't think he does, and I'm pretty sure if he does, it's not Lautner.
Okay, I just want to say the way the Twilight wiki is written, it sounds like both Victoria and Laurent, who was the other dude in his coven, makes them both sound like that they were his mate. James was the leader of his coven with his mate Victoria and Laurent. Though granted that would be mates rather than mate, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe he liked it both ways. Surf and turf.
Oh my goodness.
Have you not heard that?
Not in that context.
Really? Yep, that's...
Good lord. The more you know.
There's a shooting star sparkling behind me.
Stars shitting rainbows. Anyway, a note about Jacob. He is a year younger than me and has the hugest crush on me, even though you haven't seen him or been in Fort since you were 6. How is that possible? He still has a crush on you. I don't get this. Because you probably haven't even talked to him in all those years.
Yeah, 12 years is kind of a long time for someone to keep carrying a torch.
I mean, not to say it's not possible, but yes.
It's just not likely.
Well, it would be a 6-year-old crush, which is not the same
Yes.
as, having a crush on somebody when you're more mature and having those more serious feelings.
James, what a pretty sexy name, I thought to myself. Not really. Look who it is, the fabulous Isabella Swan, Amel said.
Actually, it said famous, but I'm really glad you said fabulous just out of nowhere. I don't know if it was me or Hawkeye or what, but
fabulous.
Fabulous. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Just do your best, sweetie.
And without thinking, I said, actually, it's the infamous Bella Swan. I said and looked up. It was James Lunter standing there talking to me. Oh my god. Oh wait. Oh my god. The atmosphere. It burns. Ow. Anyway, how did you not notice he's walking up to you? How? My brain hurts. I must not think. I must add logic. Just take as is. Oh, well, excuse me, princess. Me. I did not know. I did not know. Nice to finally meet you, Bella. I'm What?
I have a problem with
I have a problem writing
Look.
actual sentences instead of blending them, many into one. Like the entire opposite of my inner life. But anyway. Nice to finally meet you, Bella. I am James Launter, he said, and sat down for some reason. Why are all these guys at the airport? Are they leaving somewhere? Did they just get back from an asshole convention? Like a creepy stalker
Maybe El
convention?
Diablo.
What?
I guess El Diablo is the hangout spot for all the hot dudes and forks. I don't know.
So people just go to the airport to eat at that restaurant.
Well, it is called the Devil.
Okay. Nice to meet you also. You would say nice to meet you too, but that works, I said.
Yeah, and also if you're going through all these niceties, why didn't they ask if they could sit down before actually sitting down?
Exactly. He smiled and waved for the waiter. I couldn't help but stare at him. When he was close up, he was even more gorgeous. Emerald eyes, short blonde shaggy hair, perfect white skin, and an amazing body. Though I don't know how you can really tell if he's wearing clothes or is he just running around without a shirt on.
Yeah, although he did that a lot in the film.
Yeah.
But his hair isn't short and it's not shaggy. It's blonde in the films at least, but it's not short or shaggy.
Ruby Roo!
Not that kind of shaggy. Jinkies.
I can't find my glasses. Somebody help me find my glasses. Anyway. Bella, hello. Anyone up there? Up there? What? What do you want to eat? Jessica said, tapping my head. Oh, that wasn't very clear as to what was going on, but I get it now. Oh, a 16-ounce T-bone steak and
No, and fucking no. Leap on my cock and ride it. That is bullshit.
What?
Just get that part right about Bella. She doesn't have anything else to really distinguish her, but that one thing. Why is it that all these crappy Twilight stories always get that one thing wrong? I know it can't be that important to me being a vegetarian myself because it's one of the worst representations of vegetarians that has ever been in cinema since Hitler. But honestly,
wow.
The one thing that Bella has going for her, the one thing that really distinguishes her from other characters of her type, that actually has a thematic purpose in the fucking Twilight story. And people can't friggin' get it right. They keep getting her steaks and ground beef and all this other stuff. She doesn't friggin' eat meat. Just like the Cullens don't friggin' eat people. This is not hard to understand.
Yes, it is, because meat is good.
12-year-old girls can understand this crap.
The sad thing is, that's true.
Seriously, and I'm not saying that 12-year-old girls aren't intelligent. I'm saying that, 12-year-old girls who only read these books to get their pubescent rocks off on the idea of Edward Cullen, who smells really good and sparkles in the sunlight.
He's supposed to smell good?
Yeah, he smells really good. And she smells really good to him.
Okay.
Clean girl porn.
Yep. So, but This is not hard. The whole thing about Bella being a vegetarian is supposed to make sense to people when they understand the Cullens similarly restrict their diet. Not exactly the same thing, but they try and kind of clumsily use that to tell Bella that this is their sort of way of doing something that she can access with her mind because she does something kind of similar if you squint. She doesn't eat 16-ounce T-bone steaks. Even in the movies. I mean, they even got it right in the movie. She gets like a veggie burger, and there's like this big scene around her eating this veggie burger. It's like, you cannot miss this, even if you watch the movies. It's like watching A Hard Day's Night and missing the fact that the Beatles are from England. Like, how do you do that? I don't know. I don't understand it.
A 16-ounce T-bone steak and some mashed potatoes, I told the waiter.
Pure.
Aren't you? Well, they never really said what kind of restaurant it was, but from the title, I would assume that
it's a Mexican restaurant.
Yes. And what do you want to drink with that? She asked me. Coffee? Coffee.
Yeah, because at age 6 you drink a lot of coffee. Lots of 6-year-olds love coffee.
I did, but, I'm weird.
Coffee. I'm pretty sure she wants that, Jacob answered for me. The waiter looked at me. Oh, yeah, coffee would be good, I said, and smiled.
Because, tastes don't change in 12 years.
At all. Ever.
I started staring at James again, being pretty fucking rude, and totally ignoring the fact Jacob actually remembered something I liked. Why is everybody a dick to Jacob? He's always... well, at least in the first book I hear, he is actually a pretty decent dude until the second book came along. But everybody's like a dick to him.
Everybody's always a dick to him. Even Stephanie Meyer is a dick to him. If you look at the book, he always gets shit on. He always gets short shrift.
And then falls and is made to fall in love with a baby.
Yes, the baby that somehow grows into an adult in like a week and then just stalls at adult age somehow.
It's the vampire nature. That's why she would age quickly. Bullshit. I also, as I was explaining to my brother...
Oh my god, they named her such a stupid name. I forget. Oh, it's Renesmee. Renesmee, yeah.
Like that.
It's like, could we have chosen a more naff name? Renesmee.
Well, from what I hear in the book, it sounds like she's like pretty much in pain and also stoned on like medication and stuff. So I'm like, well, okay, half crazed out of her mind. That would kind of make sense. She'd, say something really dumb and stupid as a child's name.
Yeah, but I mean, she could have just as easily have called her crotch dropping, and that would have been just as excusable.
Yeah. Where was I?
Actually, I'd like to read a book like that.
Wow.
I started staring at James while everyone else ordered their food. Why did he have to be so perfect? Why did he have to be so, I don't even know how to explain it. Then someone interrupted my thoughts, because my thoughts are very small.
Perfect except for his social graces, which he's kind of lacking on, but, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, totally wants to kill me because of Edward or some bullshit, yeah. So, Bella, how long do we get to enjoy your presence? James asked me. She is going to start living with her dad, Jacob answered for me.
How does he know that?
That's what I was going to say. How do you know this? I don't remember it being told to you. Hold on, scrolling up. Yeah, she did tell him.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes, she did. I remember now.
I forgot.
Sorry, we got off on a tangent and it seems so long since we've been back to the story.
Oh, why, thank you, Bella, for answering me, James said, and Jacob gave him a dirty look. Which I'm going to have to agree with James here. It really was not Jacob's place to answer.
And then Bella decided not to go with James after all and was playing him around, playing hard to get, and James just decided to go with Jacob and they went off and made out in the end.
Well, I must be going now. Once again, nice to meet you, Bella, and Bella's friend. Wait, who's leaving?
James? I think.
Okay. He stood up. I guess I will see y'all later. Why did you say y'all? You're in Forks, Washington, not a place in Tennessee. I have to remember not to name actual places because I will get weird people showing up at my house.
Probably not. And if they want to know, they'll probably be able to find out anyway. I just figure that.
Okay, I read that. Then he was gone. We started eating and my cell phone... Wait, didn't he order food? I guess not. we didn't say if he ordered anything or not, but okay. We started eating and my cell phone rang. Hey, Ro, I said with a mouthful of mashed potatoes. I'm out front, come on, it's getting dark. How late did you guys... Whatever. My dad said, oh, Dad, can we drop Jacob off? He was up here and his friends already left. So he just blew off his friends instead of going home?
Poor Jacob. He doesn't have any friends.
I got so confused. I thought they meant they waited until her father was there and all went to El Diablo. So I was imagining, like, her father being there with them. And, and now they get a phone call.
No, apparently they were just, he's like, I'll be there in 30 minutes, so go ahead and get something to eat.
So they go to a sit-down restaurant, knowing full well they have a ride coming in half an hour.
Yep.
That's retarded.
Yep. He said and hung up the phone.
Timing. This is our friend.
Well done.
I felt kind of awkward at hearing that from my father, but I had to admit he was pretty much right. That was the first and last time we ate at El Diablo.
Okay, guys, let's go, I said, and pulled out my wallet, but Jacob had already put money on the table.
Sadly, it was Monopoly money.
Okay, my dad is out front and he'll take you home, Jacob, I told him. My dad is prob. At your house? Let me call him. Why would Jacob's dad?
So, yeah, is there something you should be telling me about my father and your dad?
As well as your spelling.
As well
even
as
if
your
you're
spelling.
Shortening probably, you shouldn't have a period there. And then capitalizing at. Jacob said while we walked to my dad's car. Yeah, my dad is at your house, so I guess I'll be staying there for a while. Jacob said, shrugging. Okay.
How big is this house?
Pretty big if it's going to hold, like, what, 5 people?
Bella's father, Jacob, and Bella, plus
and her
Jessica.
Friend.
Yes.
We got in my dad's car, and the ride home took forever, especially when my dad and Jacob were singing car songs.
Car songs?
The whole entire...
Songs about cars.
The little old lady from Pasadena.
Wow. That was the thing you guys just did.
If I knew more of the song, I'd keep singing, but anyway. We finally pulled up and got out of the car. Jacob's dad was standing out front.
In cars. Da-da-da-da.
Me and my car, we can go far. In cars. Oh, Isabella, long time no see, Jacob's dad said. I'm sure he has a last name. You said it was Blackwater, so shouldn't you say Mr. Blackwater said? Whatever. It's Bella now. No, it's not! Your name is Isabella. It's short for Bella. You didn't get a name change, you dumbass.
I assume you mean that Bella is short for Isabella.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see why we have to keep establishing this, though. Like,
yeah, really.
It already served its purpose. It was already established. Calm your tits, Bella.
This one's Petunia and this one's Roxy.
Not your beasts. Not your beasts.
And now for some reason I would make growling noises, but I'm like, no, I'd be carrying the joke too far and I'll just stop now. I said and smiled at him because I'm a dick. Oh, just give me a hug, whoever you are. That's not creepy at all. He said, and so I did. Because again, that's not creepy at all.
I'm taking some rolls of quarters to the bank after we're done here, so never mind any of that if you feel anything.
Jacob, I already talked to Chuck.
Chuck? Who the fuck is Chuck?
Apparently we didn't know his name was Charlie.
Oh, right, okay. Nobody calls him Chuck.
No?
Nobody
I don't even know how you
ever
get
has
Chuck
called
from
him.
Charlie.
Like, his name is fucking Charlie. Everybody calls him Charlie. Nobody calls him
Bella calls
Chuck.
him Charlie. Which is kind of dick for a daughter, but whatever.
Well, considering the fact that she hasn't lived with him for like 12 years and he hasn't really been there much of the time, and...
Yeah, but I still called my dad.
Well, not everybody's the same. He may have even said that it was okay, so...
Well, if he did, that's fine, but... Yeah.
Maybe he said, you can call me Annette or Charlie. And she chose Charlie, because Annette it brought back too many memories of dead Minnie.
Wow! You said that!
Yes, I did. Do you not know the story?
Oh, that's horrible.
But I'm able to, piece together kind of what you're saying.
Okay, let her finish this chapter, and I will tell you the story
That
of
was
Dead
so
Minnie.
horrible. Gosh, should I edit that out? I don't know. That was a little... I wouldn't really say that's KY, but that's a little... I don't know about that, man.
It wasn't meant to be... No, it was meant to be an inside joke between us. It
I
wasn't
know,
meant to be something for
but she was a real person who passed away.
Oh, I know, and I love her. She's one of my favorites. The thing is, I love the Beach Party films, and she was one of the ones that started the Beach Party films. I always love her in the Beach Party films. I think she's darling. But the fact that happened, and I can never hear the name Annette anymore without thinking of her, and through her thinking of dead Minnie. But anyway, let's finish the story so I can...
Hold on. Okay. Jacob, I already talked to Chuck. He said you could stay here tonight with Isabel, so me and him can have a man's night out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh boy.
Hear what I'm saying? Mr. Blackwater said to Jacob. Okay, thanks, Chuck, Jacob told my dad. He just nodded his head and hopped in Mr. Blackwater's truck. Me, Jacob, and Jessica walked inside. From now on, my life will never be the same.
Yay!
Yay! We don't really give that much of a shit.
No,